Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the LA Trust for Children's Health and the LA Trust Salute to Student Health, please turn your attention to the podium and welcome the Los Angeles Trust for Children's Health Board President, Dr. Julie Park.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Better? I'll just stoop. What a joy it is to be with you all tonight as we come together to celebrate something truly powerful, the health and well-being of the Los Angeles students. At the LA Trust, we believe that every young person deserves access to care, support, and dignity, regardless of zip code, income, or immigration status. This year, our work has been more urgent and more impactful than ever. Science is under attack. Funding for vital services is disappearing, and trust in public health is dwindling. Despite these challenges, the LA Trust has helped thousands of students access critical physical and mental health services through the wellness centers with whom we partner. We continue to look at data to drive our policies and set our priorities. And at the center of everything we do are our students. We amplify their voices, support their needs, and help them thrive. Make no mistake, they are a force, and they give me hope for the future. Tonight, we celebrate our founding visionaries. Without them, we would not be here tonight. Tonight is also bittersweet, because after over a decade of passionate, inspired leadership, our incredible executive director, Mary Jane Puffer, is retiring. Mary Jane has built the LA Trust into a highly regarded, innovative force for health equity in our schools. We are so grateful for her commitment, her brilliance, and her heart. She will be deeply missed, but her legacy will live on in every student whose life was changed through our work. Luckily for us, she has agreed to stay on for the transition, and we hope to have exciting news to share with our community soon. We also recognize tonight that many of our families live in fear. Fear of ICE raids, fear of being separated, fear that seeking care could put them at risk. Let me be clear. The LA Trust stands firmly with immigrant families. And as a pediatrician, shout out to Kaiser. Where's the Kaiser table? All right. I firmly believe that healthcare is not a privilege, but it's a human right. The LA Trust will continue to help protect safe spaces for every student and family in our city. Of course, none of this would be possible without our champions who we're recognizing tonight. A heartfelt thank you to all of our funders and friends who made this work possible, and for the incredible staff who put this evening together. Give them a round of applause. A special salute to our gold sponsors, Jan Kern, Rick Ellingson, Joe Polachek, and Helen Duplessis. Your commitment to student health is inspiring, and we are so grateful for your generous support. In closing, as we look ahead, we remain resolute and are filled with hope and resolve. Our students are resilient, our mission is clear, and we are filled with, I'm repeating the same line. And with your continued support, the future is bright. And now it's my great honor to introduce the woman who has led this organization with vision, heart, and unshakable dedication for the last 15 years, Executive Director Mary Jane Puffer.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. This is a calling, people. This is a calling. So good evening and welcome to, what? I actually seen that happen before. Not saying where, not saying where. Okay, let's go. This is how I started, okay? This is how I started. Is it gonna do it again? Okay. Look, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. So, good evening and welcome to the 5th annual Salute to Student Health. It is a true pleasure to be here with you and with everyone today to reflect on especially this perilous journey we've had this past year. 2025 has indeed been challenging, and we owe our stamina and grit to the commitment and passion of partners, staff, board, and supporters, and many of you here, everybody here, right? Everybody's a supporter. Raise your hand if you're not. Did nobody raise their hand? Nobody raised their hand. Anyway, I would like the LA Trust Board to please stand and be recognized for your leadership. Please stand. Board members, I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Jan, Joel, and Helen are here to be honored, and Rick Ellingson is not here, unfortunately. He's standing somewhere at a daughter's wedding, so just stand up and wave. Stand up and wave. Oh, look at the Queen. There you go. I would also like the staff of the Trust to stand. This staff is amazing. Please stand up. You do this work tirelessly. Thank you. And also, a big shout out to Julie Edens and Anna Baum who put this together, like really tirelessly. Thank you so much. And what a beautiful venue. Thank you to the servers here, to the staff that work here. Like, this is a gorgeous setup, and I'm so grateful for that. Our LAUSD partners are here, and I would like you to stand up. So stand up again, Ron. But it is the partnerships that really make these things work. So thank you. We have our research partners here, Roya, Cheryl, Rebecca. We couldn't do this without you. The research is a strong part of this program, and so thank you so much. And Kathleen Tebb is in UCSF. If she could be here, she would also get the shout out. Now, finally, the clinical partners. Where are our beautiful clinical partners? Come on now. Up, 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 up. Stand up and be recognized. This is really the incredible work of the wellness centers. Yes, Angelica, I see you. Thank you. So in the past 6 years, we've fended our way through many threats and continue to do so. The crisis in youth mental health, COVID, the attacks on immigrants and LGBTQ communities, and the threat of the loss of healthcare in its own right. These have been daunting foes, and it is only through the collective hearts and minds of those who are here today and those who stand behind and with us that we are pushing through these challenges toward a safe, just, and healthy future. We must persevere. We must not allow ourselves to be distracted by demagoguery. We must not be provoked by ignorant or hateful rhetoric. We must not be discouraged by the apparent loss of a moral compass in our leaders. We must persevere, and we will together persevere. So thank you. It's a heavy year for me personally as I step down at the end of 2025 from the position of executive director. I was walking down the street. Some of you saw, I have a tattoo. I can't get it off. It was from my block party. And this woman is like, "Oh, I love your tattoo." And she had on a hat that said, "I love my job." And I said, "Oh, I love my job." And she says, "What's your job?" I said, "I run a nonprofit for kids." I said, what's your job? She says, I run a sex toy shop. I'm like, and it's called Grand Opening. I was like, I love my job, you love your job, we love our jobs. So thanks to the staff and board, I know it's insane that I see people like this, they see me too. This is how it works. Thanks to our board and staff, I leave this organization in the best shape it's ever been. Oh. In strong and wise, compassionate hands. Our work speaks for itself. Through our partnerships with you all and our colleagues at LAUSD, Dr. Malhotra just walked in. This is an amazing medical director and the former medical director, so give them a hug. They've done great work. But through this partnership, we've been able to gather a health and attendance data to make the case for school-based healthcare using irrefutable results from our groundbreaking data exchange. Our work connects the dots between school-based health and attendance and is gaining traction through presentations, public studies, and spreading the word that whole child wellness is the foundation of a lifetime of resilience and success. So thank you to Patty Anton. Thank you. And Rebecca Dudovitz and our attorneys. We have some attorneys here who helped us figure out data use agreements. That was important. Our peer-to-peer model is also the vanguard. Through this program, our adult allies recruit students, develop their skill sets and critical thinking abilities, and support their campus and community-wide health education campaigns. In the last school year, our Wellness Youth Advocates, WYAs, meaning where you at, I love it, collectively reached 11,000 students through on-campus campaign events and generated over 185,000 social media engagements. Program evaluation results demonstrate that these students are improving their knowledge of mental health resources, are more confident in supporting their peers, and their ability to advocate in their communities. So bravo. And there, Genesis, a former student, she was a former keynote last year, and Christine is here today, so thank you. Thanks to our longstanding partnership with LAUSD, we are scaling this peer-to-peer program now across the district by training teachers and Healthy Start coordinators to hold and launch space for more student advocate groups. Our collective vision is the same as Superintendent Carvalho, and it is one that there would be potentially wellness youth advocates on every campus in the district. So let's just do this. Our work continues to be driven by a singular passion to improve the health and well-being of students throughout Los Angeles. Let's celebrate together our shared success and look forward to prevailing over ignorance and strive to ensure that students receive high-quality health care, find and maintain their confidence, and advocate for their peers and families. Thank you for 14 beautiful years together. I will remain in and around the work, so I'm not really going anywhere. I'm going to see you still. Like I can't let go. It's a calling. With that said, thank you. Now, we are contractually obligated to introduce the only auctioneer available, right? That's a thing. Often described as available and not my first choice by some of the biggest names in television and surprisingly adequate by Yelp reviews. It's better than not adequate, so be happy for that. He is proof that if you talk fast enough, people will eventually pay you to stop. He's also conducted the estate sales of Betty White, Tony Bennett, Olivia Newton-John. So if you are famous and not feeling well, please have a conversation with Zach. Ladies and gentlemen, manage your expectations and try to welcome Zach Krohn.
Oh, that's amazing. That was the best delivery. She's so mean when she's been drinking. Just name a cocktail after her. Look what happens. Give one more big, beautiful round of applause to Mary Jane Puffer. She also forgot to mention that I own this new sex shop called Grand Opening, and you're all welcome to come on in. Anyway, I am so thrilled to be back here for a sixth time. I can't believe I started working with LA Trust over 6 years and 11 pounds ago. So it brings me great pleasure to be here on behalf of this wonderful cause. And the fact that you are all here looking so lovely to show your generosity and support for the underserved youth in our community deserves our utmost gratitude. So please give a big warm round of applause to the person sitting in your chair. We can't do it without you. Now, many of you know that tonight's event is not just about the sushi or the drinks or this beautiful new venue. Tonight is a culmination of celebration and fine recreation. So if you're here for the gravitation towards salvation, conversation, or social acclamation, we hope that you'll give kind contemplation towards a wonderful donation for the health and dedication of our local population. And we hope that you've all been properly wined and dined to be kind, refined, aligned, and inclined to raise a bid card for this worthy cause to get behind, because we now have the pleasure of turning this show over to you. And to make it a show to remember, this will be your key. Every time you raise a bid card tonight, whether you win something or not, you don't even have to win anything. You just have to make a richer person pay more. And we all do it. Am I right, general contractors? No. But seriously, every time you raise this bid card, whether you win something or not, you are choosing to be an advocate. You are choosing to do the right thing. You are bridging the gap in health and education for LA's most underserved children. So do me a favor, by a show of bid cards in the air or a huge round of applause, how many of you have been having a great time so far? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 6 bid cards. By an even greater show of bid cards in the air, an even bigger round of applause. How many of you are here solely and specifically and above all else to show your love, generosity, and support for LA Trust for Children's Health? That's what I'm doing here. Fantastic. Well, now is the time where you'll bid and compete to win or fall undefeated, and won't be discreet as you bid on things from delicious dinners to exotic retreats. So let's kick it up a gear into a premier frontier to buy a souvenir from an auctioneer. And be with courage and be without fear. It's easy to do if your partners isn't here. And if this is your induction, just follow my instruction, as a power participation in your advocation will lead to construction of this entertaining production. It's an auction, so don't be a sitting duck, because with just a little luck, you won't get beaten. It's time for living and giving and bidding up high. It's time for living, believing, and doing what's right. So do your best in this contest. It's all for the kids. Let's see those bids. Put down your drinks and fancy concoctions. Raise those bid numbers and let's have an auction. Let's go. All right. Yeah. Auctioneers proving that 43-year-old white guys can rap if we try hard enough. Now, our first live auction item might not even be in your program. It might not even be in your screen, but is in the room. And I guarantee it's one of two things that everybody surely wants. First up, to top off and cheers to this wonderful experience, your whole table will enjoy a tray of Mary Jane Moment cocktails. The perfect pairing to spark conversation and sustainability with Hornitos, grapefruit, club soda, lime juice, dehydrated lime garnish. Absolutely delicious. And every sip of delicious Mary Jane Moment cocktails makes you a more philanthropic and charitable person. And if that wasn't enough, our mission in this next item is to step into sustainable style with an incredible item from Eller Ali, a fashion brand on mission to recreate the created by upcycling fabrics to reduce textile waste. Recognized as a winner of Fuse TV's Upcycle Nation and adored by R&B sensation Kalani, Eller Ali is led by a visionary founder who is redefining what it means to blend fashion and environmental awareness. I believe the piece is here and on display. Come on up. What a lovely opportunity this could be. That is as LA as it gets right there. With bold patchwork design, 2 side pockets, a front pocket, this collector's piece is as functional as it is eye-catching. I am totally wearing that if I go to LAX for a long flight. That is perfect. Beyond its unique style, the dress is wearable, a statement supporting children's health and environmental care, making it as meaningful as it is fashionable. And with the tray of cocktails, it is even easier to take off. Now, this is our first live auction item. The lovely fashionable piece and a tray of cocktails for your whole table. Now, folks, we're going to start the bidding off at $1. If you don't raise a bid card at $1 for a tray of $15 cocktails apiece and this beautiful dress, one of a few things is true. 1, you suck at math. 2, if you can't raise a bid card for $1, you should be at work. Or 3, I forgot to tell you that every dollar we do raise goes directly to support who? So by show of unity, solidarity, charity, kindness, community, giving, and goodwill, how many of you would raise a bid card at $1 for this wonderful piece? It's not about what we can get, it's about what we can give. $1 and 5 and 10 and 20 and 40 and 60. There's 80 and 100, 150 now 2, 250 now 3, 350 and 4. Who has no idea what happened? There's 450 now 5. We're at 450 in the front looking for a bid of 500. She's at 4. Hold the phone. Party foul. We just committed our first party foul, ladies and gentlemen. This lovely lady in the front is willing to spend $450, and nobody is cheering for her. That's what I'm talking about. We're at 450, looking for a bit of 500. She has to bid again. Her Mary Jane's at her table. We're at 450. She's not putting her bid card down. Someone bid against her. We're at 450, looking for a bit of 500, going once. We're at 450, going twice. Looking for a bit of 500. All done, all through. Last, just skip a payment. Looking for a bit of 500, and I have, say it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, sold. $450. Bidder 120. Bidder 120. Thank you so very much. Enjoy your cocktails. Enjoy the beautiful new ensemble you have just been the proud new owner of. Friends and loved ones, turn your attention to the screens, follow along on your mobile device, or simply listen to the buttery sunshine that is my voice. Our next live auction item is your chance to step into glamour and history with the ultimate Beverly Hills staycation. Your experience begins with 3 days and 2 nights at the illustrious Beverly Hilton Hotel, the iconic landmark since 1955. Nestled at Wilshire and Santa Monica, this legendary hotel is where Hollywood history and modern luxury meet, from sweeping views of the city skyline to the lush California hills. The Beverly Hilton is the perfect home base to experience the best of LA in true style. If that wasn't enough, this comes with a $200 gift certificate to Spago Beverly Hills. That's enough for a couple side salads. The flagship restaurant of Wolfgang Puck's. They have this beautiful kabuki bread thing that is absolutely amazing. Known for its sleek design and unforgettable market-driven menu, Spago's offers the unparalleled dining experience. Indulge in the seasonal a la carte offerings to treat yourself with acclaimed California tasting menus crafted with artistry and paired with world-class service. To round out your cultural adventure, you're going to get 2 tickets to LACMA, where you can immerse yourself in world-renowned exhibits, iconic installations, and inspiring collections. To tour the beautiful museum after your 2-night stay, a fine, luxurious Beverly Hills staycation. This is perfect for those that want to savor the very best of the city, and for all you young people, if you buy this package and you use this hotel room, 9 months later, you come home with a new person. Happened to me. Okay. We're going to start low and see where it goes with an opening bid of just 500. Do I have any interest at 500? 500,000, now $1 million, $1.5 million. One day that's going to work. $500 in the front. Do I hear $750 in the back? $750 now $1,000. Who loves their spouse more at $1,000? We're at $750 to the young, annoyingly handsome man in the back, looking for a bit of $1,000. We're at $750 with the sunglasses, looking for a bit of $1,000 to the man with the beautiful head of hair. That's a good head of lettuce you got there, boss. You need a wedge to get out of that thing. We have a bit of $750 in the back, looking for a bit of $1,000 with a $2,000 value. We're looking for a bit of $1,000. Back to you, sir. I have a bit of $750. $1,000. Well done. Looking for a bit of $1,250. It's boomer versus millennial. There's $1,250. Looking for 15, sir. Need a bit of 15. The millennials in at $1,250. Looking for 15, sir. Looking for a bit of 15. Looking for a bit of 15. I believe in you. We can do this. Looking for a bit of 15. Let's do this together. Looking for a bit of 15. I'm talking to everybody. That's why I'm on a microphone. I can just talk to you if you want. That's fine. Looking for a bit of 15. I have $1,250. Looking for a bit of 15. This guy already won the genetic lottery. Do you really want to give? You really want to give him something else? Looking for a bit of 15. You're out at 15. We're at $1,250 going once. You're going to cut the bid already to $50? We're going to be here for 45 minutes per item. You sure? We're at $1,250 looking for a bit of 15. You're better than that. Looking for a bit of 15. I have $1,250 to the young JFK looking fella from 1960. Look at this guy. Congratulations. Well, I didn't think I was, but I'm gay now. Hi, how are you? Good for you. There he is. That's what did it. Straw that broke the camel's back. We're at $1,250 looking. Is that a bid? $1,500. He's back in. Looking for a bit of $1,750. $1,750, not to be denied. He's going to have to sell his Bitcoin or something. Looking for a bit of $2,000 now. He's at $1,750, looking for a bit of $2,000. You seem confounded. Looking for a bit of $2,000, looking for a bit of $2,000. We have a bid of $1,750 from the man with the gorgeous head of hair, bidding against the man with the gorgeous head. Looking for a bid We're at $17.50, looking for a bid of two, sir. I can't do it, looking for a bid of two. It's for charity. Why are you doing this to yourself? Looking for a bid of two. We're at $17.50, looking for a bid of two, going once. Looking for a bid of two, going twice. $2,000, attaboy. All right. 2.25 to the guy who looks like he just jumped off of a magazine to be here. Looking for a bid of 2.25. Do you even style your hair, or you just get out of the ocean and flip it back? Looking for a bid of 2.25. We're at 2,000. Looking for $22.50 to the unseasonably tan gentleman right in front of me. I have a bid of 2,000. Looking for 2.25, going once. Looking for 2.25, going twice. Looking for a bid of 2.25. Oh, what's your name? Brandon. I could have guessed that. Brandon, I wanted to thank you. Do you know why? Let's all say thank you, Brandon. You know why we're thanking Brandon? Because he just helped us raise $2,000 and he didn't spend a dime. Sold! $2,000, you won it, sir. You're going to the Beverly Hilton Waspagos. Now raise your bid card high and proud. Bidder number 219. Bidder 219. Fantastic. Brandon, thank you. Brandon is proof that you don't need any money to raise money. Am I right, commercial real estate developers? All right. Okay, up next, get ready for an unforgettable mountain and snowy escape to beautiful Whistler, Canada, and British Columbia. You and your loved one will experience 4 days and 3 nights at the world-renowned Fairmont Chateau in Whistler. An alpine paradise nestled in the base of the Blackcomb Mountain. Wake up each morning to a complimentary gourmet breakfast after a spirited night of coitus before settling out to explore one of the most magnificent destinations in North America. Whether you're chasing the most beautiful powder on earth or teeing up in the summer with championship golf, this resort promises adventure and elegance at every turn. To make your trip even sweeter, we're throwing in a $200 Fairmont gift card. Perfect for golfing, skiing, restaurants, or spa days. Take the advantage of a complimentary Whistler Village shuttle to explore the charming shops, dining, après-ski scene, or recharge with daily yoga classes in the beautiful, expansive yoga suite. All room-related taxes are covered, and a free concierge reservation service is available at your disposal to explore every detail of your alpine escape, so you can focus on soaking in the beauty of British Columbia. From cozy mornings and mountain views to exhilarating days with outdoor adventure, this package offers the very best of Whistler's alpine luxury. Who likes to ski? Ski season is just around the corner, or a summertime golf getaway. That's 4 days and 3 nights at the illustrious Chateau Fairmont in Whistler with a $200 gift card. We're going to start low and see where it goes with an opening bid of $500. Do I have anyone who wants to go to Canada? There's $500, now $750. $1,000. Need a bid of $1,000? Who's at $1,000? We're at $750. Looking for a bid of $1,000. Looking for a bid of $1,000 to the lovely lady in the back. $1,000 at the side. Would I hear $1,250? Need a bid of $1,250. I'm at $1,000. Looking for a bid of $1,250 back here. We're at a bit of $1,000 to the gentleman, looking for a bit of $1,250. $1,250, now $15, sir. $15, not to be denied, now $1,750. Who loves their spouse more at $1,750? Looking for a bit of $1,750. You can't, $1,750. Well done to the Arctic blonde gentleman. Now $2,000. Looking for a bit of $2,000, sir. $2,000, he's in. Want to do 2.25. Look at 2.25, now $25. Looking for a bit of $25. Need a bit of $25, sir. Come on back at $25. You know you can do it. We're looking for a bit of $25. Now $27.50. Not to be denied. Scare him away at $3. Go up to $3 and scare him away. Looking for a bit of $3. $3,000, he's back in. Want to do 3.25? Looking for $32.50. Looking for $32.50. I'll give you a shot at $32. You wear such a nice tie. You can do it. Looking for a bit of $32.50, sir. Looking for a bit of What is money? It's just an illusion we all agreed to. Looking for $32.50. I'm at $3,000. $32.50. You saucy little minx. She said no, and then bam, coming in hot out of the corner. $32.50, lovely lady. You're both out, gentlemen, at $35. Looking for a bit of $35, sir. Looking for a bit of $35 now. Need a bit of $35. Come on back at $35 to you, sir. If you lose, you have to go to Bakersfield, California. I know, you've been there, right? Terrible. I'm sorry if you're from Bakersfield. But congratulations, you made it out. All right. We have a bid of $32.50 to the lovely lady, looking for a bid of $35 to the man who is now on his phone, avoiding eye contact, looking for a bid of $30. I'll tell you what. How about I do this? How about I sell it to anyone and everyone, yourselves included, at $32.50? We can sell it as many times as we want. Would you like it for $32.50? Would you like it for $32.50? Would you like it for $32.50? We just sold it 3 times at $32.50. Raise your bid card high and proud. Bidder 115. Bidder number 228. And your bid number, my dear friend, bidder number 135. Give it up. We just raised another $9,750. I don't know how you're all going to sleep in that room. A lot of big spoon, little spoon action. You'll figure it out. All right. It gets cold in Canada. You'll snuggle up anyway. All right. I'm very, very excited. We got this cool last-minute donation. This is an incredible night of NBA action with floor seats to see Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul, and James Harden and your Los Angeles Clippers take on Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves at the brand new Intuit Dome, one of the most technologically advanced buildings on Earth. On Wednesday, March 11th, you'll see them with 3 of your best friends, family, clients, colleagues, or loved ones with 4 premium floor seats. That's floor section 9, row G, seats 15 through 18. At the brand new Intuit Dome, you're literally sitting right behind the media table that exists behind the home and the away benches. You'll feel and hear the energy of every dunk and three-pointer and fast break. To make the night even smoother, this package comes with 2 convenient parking passes, as parking at Intuit Dome has a value of $1,275. Ensuring a hassle-free arrival and departure. Mark your calendars for Wednesday, March 11th, and get ready to witness 2 powerhouse playoff-built teams battle in one of the NBA's most exciting new arenas from the floor. Row G. What an amazing opportunity this could be. It's more than a game. It's a courtside experience you'll never forget. Floor seats, you're right behind the broadcaster and the media table. It's an absolutely wonderful opportunity to experience how short you really are. Let's start low with a $6,500 value. I literally looked it up on StubHub this morning. These are worth $6,500. I'm going to start the bidding off at $1,000 and see who is going to this incredible floor seats Clipper game. $1,000 in the back. Do I hear a bid of $1,250? $1,250 where? We're at $1,000 in the back, $1,250 in the front, now $15. Looking for a bid of $15 back to you, sir. You haven't listened to her all week. There's $15, now $1,750. Looking for a bid of $1,750. We're at $15 to the man in the back. Looking for a bid of $1,750. Imagine staying in Beverly Hills and just going to downtown. Looking for a bid of $1,750. I have a bid of $50. I only have one of them. Looking for a bid of $1,750. You're good. You can bid against yourself if you want to, but you're at $15. Looking for a bid of $1,750. $1,750. Well done. Now 2. Now it's your turn. Looking for a bid of $2. Looking for a bid of $2,000. Back to you, sir. Can he do 2? Will he do 2? It's up to him. His wife is drinking copiously. Looking for a bid of 2. Needed $2,000. Is that a bid? $2,000. He's in. Now 2.25, my dear. Come on back. Looking for a bid of 2.25 to the lovely lady with the beautiful skin, the high cheekbones, the striking eyes, the beautiful long luscious hair. Looking for a bid of 2.25. I'm at $2,000. Looking for a bid of $2,250. Need a bid of $2,250 now. If you don't have 3 friends, we'll provide them for you. But I highly doubt that's true. Looking for a bid. There it is at 2.25. 25. Looking for a bit of 25. Back to you, Michael. Looking for a bit of 25. Michael Shannon. No spousal restraint allowed. Sir, Michael. Michael! It's going to be an awkward car ride home no matter what happens. You might as well get the tickets. Looking for 25. She will. Don't worry. Looking for a bit. 25. He's back in. All right. There is no way he's going to bid again. There's a lot of spousal restraint going on over there. I've been married for 13 years, so I know a bad idea when I see one. We're at 25. If you bid one more time at $3,000, you're going to win this thing. Are you going to bid at 35, Michael? Nope. If you bid at $3,000, you are going to win these 4 floor seats. And if you can't go, you're going to flip them for double. Looking for a bid of $3,000 because it's worth $6,500 going once. Need a bid of $3,000 to the beautiful woman I see before me. Looking for a bid of $3,000 going once. The camera is waiting. Looking for a bid of $3,000. Don't take a picture until she bids. Looking for a bid. Looking for a bid of $3,000. We're at $2,500 in the back going once. Looking for a bid of $3,000 going twice. Last chance. If you lose, you have to go to a Sacramento Kings game. Looking for a bid of $3,000. All done. All through. Last chance. Final offer. And I have... Sold. 2,500. Michael, you're going to the Clippers game. Bidder number 213. Bidder, you were a lot of fun. Fantastic. You know why? Pretty girls get free games to basketball. They don't need to buy them. All right. Moving on. Yes. Just recently, Caltrans announced that PCH has reopened from Cambria up to Monterey. This is your chance to go to Big Sur. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth. The hot springs, the trees, the open spaces, the way the air hits your skin. I went to college in Monterey, and we would go to Big Sur every chance we got. This is your chance for the rugged beauty of California Central Coast with a 2-night stay at the illustrious and historical Big Sur Lodge, nestled in the heart of Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park. Your getaway includes a complimentary day pass to 3 iconic state parks, Pfeiffer, Andrew Malera, and Julia Pfeiffer Burns, giving you access to some of the most breathtaking trails, waterfalls, hot springs, and coastal views, some of the best in the world. It's one of the few places in the world where there's a waterfall going directly into the sea. It is surrounded by towering redwoods, as it offers a perfect blend of comfort and charm at the serenity of nature during your stay. Your adventures are chosen to be endless, whether you stroll along the dramatic Pacific coastline, hike beneath ancient redwood canopies, take a short drive up to Carmel Valley for wine tasting or a round of golf, take a drive up to 17 Mile Drive, enjoy some of the best whale watching and calamari on earth. Wildlife enthusiasts and outdoor explorers alike will find Big Sur as the ultimate natural playground. I love going to the cabin where Jack Kerouac wrote Big Sur, which is a beautiful piece of history there. You'll return to the peaceful comforts of your lodge retreat, where the quiet forest sets the perfect tone for relaxation, from stunning sunsets to starry skies, and every moment is designed to reconnect with nature. One of the most delicious short ribs I've ever had in my life was at this place. Don't miss your chance to experience this unforgettable escape. You have from now until August of 2026 to decide when to go. August 13th to be exact. So how many of you have a birthday or anniversary in the next 12 months? Making it the perfect planned trip to savor with family and friends. What a gorgeous opportunity this could be. Let's start the bidding off at just $250 and see who's going to Big Sur. $250, now $5. Looking for $750 in the back, now $1,000. Looking for $1,000, now $1,250. Need a bid at $1,250 now. We're at $1,000. Looking $1,250, well done, now $15. $15, now $1,750. $1,750 now. It's blonde versus brunette. The fight continues. Looking for a bid of $1,750. We're at $15, straight ahead. Looking for a bid of $1,750. Looking for a bid of $1,750 now. Take a smile. Looking for a bid of $1,750. She's not even looking at me. It's like I asked her to prom. Looking for a bid of $1,750. I have a bid of $15, looking for a bid of $1,750 going once. We're at $1,500 straight ahead going twice. This is a terrible time to take a photo. She's in the middle of a bidding war. Read the room. Looking for a bit of $1,750 now. $1,750. She's back in now. 2. Looking for a bit of 2. Just ask the annoyingly handsome rich guy right behind you. Looking for a bit of 2. Looking for a bit of 2. Yeah, I can eat carbs. Look at me go. Looking for a bit of 2. How's the Moki? Is it good? There's 2. She's back in now. 2 1/4. Looking for a bit of 2 1/4 now. Looking for $22.50 now. Looking for a bit of $22.50. It happened in Monterey a long time ago. Looking for a bid of 2 1/4. I have a bid of 2,000 going once. Looking for a bid of 2 1/4 going. Okay, I'll make you a deal. She's at 2,000. If you bid one more time, I will ask her to bid again. I have a bid of 2,000 going once, twice, thrice. Last chance, final offer, 2 1/4. Sold. $2,000. Well done, Anna. Bidder 2, 3, 4. I know who you bought that for. That was absolutely beautiful. All right. Up next. Oh, shoot. Did I say Big Sur? I'm sorry. Fresno. You're going to Fresno, California. Big typo. Anyway, I can personally testify to how awesome this next package is. I went to this Riviera Maya property. I absolutely loved every minute. This is your chance to say hello to the white sandy beaches and crystal clear blue waters, to escape to not 1, not 2, but 3 choices of a Mayan palace resort for 8 days. No nights, just days. For 8 days and 7 nights for up to 2 adults and 2 kids. So you can bring your children if you want to turn your vacation into a trip. You'll be staying in a beautiful studio bedroom in your choice of either Riviera Maya, which is just south of Cancun. You could also choose Nueva Vallarta, which is Spanish for the New Vallarta. That's right, not just a hat rack. Or the beautiful destination of Puerto Penasco. These luxurious Mexican resorts are nestled between lush jungle landscapes and postcard perfect beaches, offering you the perfect mix of adventure, relaxation, and family-friendly fun along Mexico's stunning Caribbean or Pacific coast. Whether you're floating in sparkling pools, indulging in world-class dining, flirting with the cougars and divorcees at the bar, relaxing in the full-service spa, or playing a round of golf at the beautiful Jack Nicklaus designed golf course, there's something for everyone. When I went to Riviera Maya, I took an ATV ride to Chichen Itza, the World Heritage Site of the Aztec Pyramids. I went to the cenotes, the underwater cave pools that are known for their healing and mystic powers. I rode a horse, shirtless while smoking a cigar on the beach. You can do that. And of course, it's Mexico. Cheap and easily accessible prescription level over-the-counter medication. Yay! It's also the home to the Cirque du Soleil show Hoya, Latin America's only resident Cirque show. Just steps from your room with nature trails, beachside sunset, endless amenities, and unforgettable vacation in your choice of either Nueva Vallarta, Riviera Maya, or Puerto Penasco for 8 days and 7 nights for up to 2 adults and 2 children under 12. This is truly your chance to enjoy all the fishing, swimming, hiking, biking, tennis, surfing, golfing, shopping, sailing, dining, drinking, snorkel, scuba, laughing, kissing, hugging, dancing, prancing, and romancing. What a wonderful opportunity this could be. Imagine the margaritas on the sand. Imagine the beautiful sunset strolls. What a beautiful, romantic, relaxing, truly amazing opportunity for you to have. I'm going to start the bidding off at $250 and see who's going to Mexico for a week. $250. Do I hear 5? 5 in the corner, now $750. $750, now $1,000. $1,000 where? You're at $750, looking for a bit of $1,000. $1,000, now $1,250, now $15. You're out at $15. Do I have $17.50? You know what? Here's what I want to do. You're my only 2 bidders, but I'm going to do this again. Anybody, how about we do this? Anyone and everyone that wants this package for $1,500, raise a bid card. You're going to Mexico. Bidder 127, you're going to Mexico. Bidder 114, you're going to Mexico. Bidder 212, you're going to Mexico. Bidder 134, you're going to Mexico. Bidder 213, Michael, making up for his previous mistake, is going to Mexico. Would anyone else want to go to Mexico for $1,500 for 1 full week? That's only $750 a person. Bidder 211, you're going to Mexico. Anybody else want to go to Mexico for just, oh, look at that. Oh, he kisses. Anybody else want to go to Mexico for just $1,500? Last chance, final offer. Bidder 228, you're going to Mexico. Fantastic. Next up, anybody else? Anybody else want to go to Mexico for 8 days and 7 nights with 2 adults and 2 kids in a studio room in your choice of 3 different amazing Mayan Palace resorts with the infinity pools, the beaches, the restaurants, and joy? Anybody else? Last chance? Give it up for everybody who just bought a trip to Mexico at $1,500. How many was that? I want to say like 6 or 7, something like that. You want another one? I got you already. Okay. And just like that, we have reached our final live auction item. Truly your opportunity next to rest in relief of refreshing relaxation and rejuvenation as you regale and rejoice in a remarkable rendition of refined recreation and table the task of tarnation and trauma. Get away from the trouble and tyranny of traffic and trouncing tangles of tension and trepidation, but treat yourself with a trip of timeless tranquility and alleviation. This is your chance to sleep under the stars and gaze up at the Milky Way for 4 days and 3 nights of a beautiful glamping adventure in the beautiful Grand Canyon. Your stay will be in a very unique sky dome, a clear roof where you can stargaze from the comfort of your bed, complete with a 1-bedroom and 1 bath, comfortably accommodating up to 5 people sober or 10 inebriated, surrounded by the awe-inspiring beauty of one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. This is not just a trip, it's an experience that blends comfort with the thrill of the great outdoors. By day, dive into adventure with hiking or horseback riding or exploring the legendary Colorado River and the Grand Canyon. Gather with your family for fireside s'mores or enjoy live music and take in the breathtaking night sky for stargazing. I would try to schedule around the Perseids. That's my personal preference. Every moment is designed to bring both excitement and relaxation, making this a perfect getaway. Just sit back, close your eyes, knock on the sky, and listen to the sound. You can take a deep breath and hear the world turn. With the Grand Canyon as your backdrop, this trip delivers adventure, connection, and memories that will last a lifetime. Could you imagine just laying in bed and looking up and seeing countless, infinite amounts of stars? hundreds of billions of light years away, all from the comfort of your bed. It's crazy to be human, isn't it? From the thrilling daytime activities to cozy nights, that is 4 days and 3 nights for up to 5 people in your beautiful Sky Dome for a once-in-a-lifetime bucket list vacation everyone surely deserves. The bidding shall begin at $500. Who is going to the Grand Canyon? Do I have 500? Now 750. 750, now 1,000. 1,000, do I have 1,250? Now 15. You're out at 15. Looking for a bit of 15. I'm at 1,250 in the front. Looking for a bit of 15. Now 1,750. Your turn at 1,750. I believe in you. Looking for a bit of 1,750. She can do it. There's 1,750. Now 2. Looking for a bit of 2 now. Coming back at 2. I have a bit of 1,750 in the front. Looking for a bit of 2,000. Looking for a bit of 2,000 in the back. Just breathe. It's okay. Looking for a bit of 2,000. No one ever lived a beautiful life and said, I wish I took less vacation. Looking for a bit of 2,000. And you're doing it for one of the best causes. That's why we're here. 2,000. She's in the room. Looking for a bit of 2.25 now. 2.25 now 25. It's only money. Looking for a bit of 25. Looking for a bit of 25 back to you, dear. Looking for a bit of 25. I'm at 22.50. Looking for a bit of 25. One more bid and I think you're going to win. Looking for a bit of 25 now. Not you. You're fine. Looking for a bit of 25. Looking for a bit of 25 now. We're at a bit of what's that? I would love to. We're almost there. Looking for a bid. Looking for a bit. I can do. There she is at 25. Now 27.50. Your turn. Looking for a bit of 27.50 to the lovely lady with the flawless skin. Come on back at 27.50. I have a bit of 25 in the back. Looking for a bit of 27.50. 25 is the bid. 27.50 is the bid you need to do a good deed to help kids in need. So bid with speed and impede upon someone else from trying to succeed. Looking for a bit of 27.50. You ever been to the Grand Canyon? Guess what? It's very grand. Looking for a bid. I have a bit of 20. I'll give you a shot at 26 because you've never been to the Grand Canyon. Looking for a bit of 26. Looking for a bit of 26 now. I have a bit of 25 in the back. It's a short drive. It's a beautiful drive. You're going to see some of the most amazing. I love the bridge that's glass that you get to walk over. Looking for a bit of 26. 26. She's back in. Now 27. Looking for a bit of 27 now. We're at 26. Looking for a bit of 27 back to you, dear. Looking for a bit of. I want you to win one. Looking for a bit of 27. Need a bit of 27. We're at. What did you win? Looking for a bit. Looking for a bit of 27. I have a bit of 26 in the front. Looking for a bit of 27 going once. Looking for a bit of 27 going twice. Last chance. Final offer. All done. All through. And I have, say it with me for the final time tonight, folks. 1, 2, 3. Sold at $2,600. Bidder 1, 2, 4. Bidder 1, 2, 4. That was so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for your kind attention and generous bidding in this year's live auction. Now, please don't lose sight of those bid cards because a little later this evening, we'll all have the wonderful opportunity and dutiful responsibility as caring, committed community leaders to directly support the children and the programs that are counting on you. And you can do all that simply by making the kind decision to do so. To usher us through the next segment of our program and to introduce a very special guest, please welcome to the stage LAUSD Chief Medical Director and LA Trust Board Member, Dr. Smita Malhotra. Hello.
Maybe we can play, I'm here to accept an award for our superintendent. He has a video message. I think if we can play that first, that would be great.
Hello. I am honored to be recognized at this year's Salute to Student Health. Thank you to the LA Trust for your partnership and your tireless dedication to advancing student and family wellness across Los Angeles. Together, we are shaping healthier futures for our young people. This recognition carries special meaning at a time when immigrant families and marginalized communities are facing renewed threats, not only politically, but in ways that impact their physical and emotional well-being. The recent Supreme Court decision lifting the injunction on federal immigration enforcement in Los Angeles has reignited fear, fear that reaches into homes, neighborhoods, and even our schools. In moments like these, our schools must stand as beacons of safety, opportunity, and hope for every child in every zip code, regardless of immigration status or circumstance. The LA Trust strengthens our ability to uphold that promise by keeping student well-being at the center of our work. For the past 2 years, LA Unified has proudly partnered with the LA Trust to expand peer-to-peer health education, empowering students to support each other with the essential knowledge about mental, physical, and oral health. This year, through a new Healthy Start partnership, we are building on that success, expanding prevention-focused initiatives and equipping schools with effective student-centered strategies. We also know that access matters. Our student and family wellness centers, developed with the LA Trust and community providers, deliver medical, dental, mental health, and wraparound services, meeting students where they are and when they need it most. And with the groundbreaking data exchange, the LA Trust is helping us identify needs earlier, measure impact more clearly, and align supports more effectively, so that every student has a real chance to thrive. This partnership reflects Los Angeles Unified's unwavering commitment to whole child wellness, grounded in data, guided by prevention, and strengthened through collaboration. Thank you once again for supporting a future where health and education are inseparable and where every child can learn, grow, and succeed.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Smitha Malhotra. I'm the Chief Medical Director for LAUSD. Thank you. I love the claps whenever I can take them. I'm deeply honored to accept this recognition on behalf of our superintendent at this year's Salute to Student Health. Many thanks to the LA Trust, not just for tonight, but for the years you have dedicated to making student and family wellness a priority across Los Angeles. This recognition feels especially important to me. I stand here as a first-generation immigrant. My parents came to this country seeking opportunity, but like so many families, we carried fear and uncertainty alongside hope. I know firsthand what it feels like to navigate unfamiliar systems, to wonder if you belong, to search for safety in new spaces. And with the recent Supreme Court decision allowing federal immigration enforcement to continue here in Los Angeles, that is why the work we celebrate here tonight matters so deeply. For too long, families like mine have had to find their way into systems of care, systems that were not built for them in mind. But the truth is that children shouldn't have to fight for their way in. Health and healing should find their way to them, seamlessly, naturally, at the very place where they spend most of their days for 13 years of their precious lives, at school. That's the vision we are building together, a system of school health that meets every child where they are, with medical care, with mental health supports, opportunities to thrive without barriers, without shame, without fear. A system that doesn't ask families to prove they deserve wellness, but one that recognizes health as a fundamental human right. The LA Trust has been an incredible partner in bringing this vision to life, helping us create schools that are not just centers of learning, but centers of safety, belonging, and opportunity. Together, we are shaping a future where health and education are two sides of the same coin. I am a pediatrician by training, and I always say that pediatrician and educators are built from the same cloth because we deeply care about the well-being of children. But where every child's zip code or immigration status does not define their destiny. On behalf of our superintendent, thank you for walking with us in this work. Thank you for believing, as I do, that when we invest in whole child wellness, we're not just supporting students, we are transforming the future of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Salmerón. I'm the Associate Director of Wellness Programs, and I'm honored to introduce Cristina de la Cruz, a recent graduate from Carson High School, a dedicated wellness youth advocate, and now a nursing student at El Camino College. Tonight, she'll share her courageous journey and the powerful impact of WAYA in helping her find her voice and purpose.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Christine de la Cruz, and I'm so very honored to be here tonight. Just this past June, I graduated from Carson High School, and and I'm recently starting at El Camino College to study nursing. And yeah, so if anyone needs CPR tonight, I'm only barely certified, so do not count on me, but there's many nurses. I think I've met like 5 of them, so yeah, you can count on them. And I'm just here to tell you how I got to this moment and the incredible role that the Wellness Youth Advocates, aka Where You At, played a role in my journey. So starting freshman year, it was a very hard transition. I was coming out of online learning because of COVID, and I didn't have a lot of friends. Well, I did have a lot of friends in middle school, but you know, it kind of went downhill during COVID. And I spent a lot of my breaks with teachers starting in high school, and I just felt very invisible. The pressure of high school, the fear of college, the weight of my thoughts, it all became too much. And I started to believe that I wasn't good enough. And I thought that I wouldn't make it past high school, so I tried to end my life. But thankfully, I survived. But after that attempt, I felt ashamed and very embarrassed, and I was still hurting after that. And when I was around people, I would smile, but when I was alone, I would spiral. I began abusing substances and fell deeper into self-harm, and it was something that I had struggled with since I was 11 years old. During that time, there was one person who truly helped me. It was my PSW, and she listened to me without judgment, answered every question I had, and she gave me a safe space to talk to her. She never gave up on me, and I'll always be grateful for her. I'll always have a special place in my heart for her. Her name is Miss Lear. And now I'm standing here today. I just want to say something I never thought I'd say. September is Suicide Prevention Month, and I'm no longer afraid to talk about it. There was a time that I couldn't even imagine sharing my story, but today, I speak not just for myself, but for the people who still feel like they can't speak up. If I can be the voice for someone who needs to know they're not alone, then the pain I went through has purpose. So fast forward to my sophomore year, everything started to shift. A friend invited me to join the Wellness Youth Advocates, and she explained it as a safe space to talk openly about mental health and other students, and so I joined. But she also had mentioned that I was gonna get a stipend, so. But I didn't really join to help myself. In all seriousness, when she did mention mental health, it was like I really wanted to join because it really caught my attention. But during that time, I didn't really care about my well-being, so I kind of just joined because, like, you know, mental health, like, that's a thing that wasn't really talked about, and I kind of wanted to be that person to talk about it. Where You At taught me to take care of others, but before doing that, I must take care of myself. That was something I didn't really learn growing up, especially growing up in a Filipino and Christian household where mental health wasn't really talked about, and emotions weren't often dealt with silently or not at all. Usually it would be something like, oh, depression is not real, or like, just pray about it. It's like, like that stuff. But joining Where You At, it felt okay to talk about all those things, okay to feel and okay to ask for help. So each week in this program, we had open conversations about real things that teens face. We talked about suicide, substance use, healthy relationships, unhealthy relationships, bullying, identity. But we didn't just talk about it, we really acted. We led tabling events and brought these topics to our peers in fun. We did interactive things and activities to kind of lure other kids in, and we did it in really meaningful ways. And through all of that, I grew. I began to change how I saw others, especially students who are also using substances. I believed that when I was seeing kids smoking, I would be like, that's so weird, or like corny or whatever, but I mean, it was something that I also had dealt with myself, and I was kind of overlooking them just because they were doing it publicly, and I guess I was doing it more privately. And I was very judgmental of them, but now I see people who are hurting, just like I was, people who need support, just like I did. And that realization truly changed me. Later in high school, I went through a really tough breakup, and that person had become someone I thought I couldn't live without. I was afraid that I would fall back into the old habits that I had faced earlier on in those years. But this time it was different. Instead of isolating, I reached out. And instead of hiding, I showed up. I used everything I had learned from Where You At and the support of people like Miss Taylor Johnson, our adult ally from LA Trust. She didn't treat me like a case. She talked to me like a friend. She made safe space for my feelings, and she reminded me that I had grown, and I really had. And I could finally say that I love myself and truly mean it. Where You At gave me the courage to take opportunities just like this one, and I'm so grateful to be standing here today, speaking in front of all of you guys. And this program really helped me find my purpose. Yes, I always did want to be a nurse, but it was mostly because that's what I was told when I was growing up. I think it's a big stereotype when you think of Filipinos and nurses. So yeah, kind of not really breaking the stereotype, but but now I truly do want to be a nurse because I've seen the other side of what it feels like to really need help and how hard it is to speak up. So I really want to be the help for other people. I know how important it is to be seen, to be heard, and to be supported. And I really want to be that person for someone else. So to Where You At, my mentors, my friends, especially the ones in the back that I've invited, Aaliyah and Giselle, the ones waving and recording me. I'm so thankful for them. Even the painful moments in my life, I am now grateful for. They brought me here, they taught me compassion, and they showed me that no one gets through this life alone. I never asked for help my freshman year, but people helped me anyway, and that changed everything. One of my favorite quotes is, "Experience is the teacher of all things." It's by Julius Caesar. To everyone in this room, thank you for making this program possible. Thank you for believing in students like me, even when we're still learning to believe in ourselves. Because of Where You At, I didn't just survive high school, I found my purpose. To end this, I want to thank Miss Mary Jane Puffer, Miriam for helping me through these months of writing the speech, Miss Taylor Johnson, my friends in the back, and just everyone here for making this opportunity possible. I really don't know what I would do without Where You At, and yeah, I'm just so grateful to have like my life and just to live moments just like this. So yeah, I'm just so thankful. Thank you.
That was a wonderful amount of strength, confidence, and courage that I saw in that story. I'm sure you felt the same. thank you so very much to you, Christine, for everything that you shared and for everything that you will be. I know that all your dreams will come true because you got the right head on your shoulders and you got a big support system around you. Give yourself a big round of applause. You deserve it. And that's what it's about. This is the most beautiful, the most rewarding, and the most critical portion of our entire night. This is why we are here. This is how we bridge the gap. We work year in and year out to bridge health and education and achieve that level of human wellness, to address their physical, their mental health, their oral health, as well as policies. And LA Trust is providing and improving in connection with student health and the ability to let them flourish, for them to be the best person that they can be, to put them on the best trajectory possible. The LA Trust advocates help with that establishment of that clinic at LAUSD campuses, and that's where they are needed most, through the Wellness Youth Advocates, the WYAs, the Where You At. They support students, they help educate themselves, and their peers are educating themselves as well on topics from mental health to everything all the way up to politics, to environmental advocacy. In the last few years, LA Trust has scaled this peer-to-peer model so dramatically and so drastically by providing technical assistance to LAUSD and surrounding communities. This peer-to-peer model is bridging the gap. It works. It's working. It's improving. Imagine if you were battling with identity. Imagine if you were dealing with depression or in a crisis of mental health. Imagine if you were struggling in school. Imagine if you were in severe pain. Wouldn't you hope somebody would reach out and help you with every fiber of your being? Wouldn't you want to give them that solution? Well, that's the very definition of generosity. Generosity is being as kind to someone else as you wish they were to you if you were the one in need. And we are bound by our principles and uniting purpose. That makes us a community. But community is about so much more than belonging to something. It's about doing something together that makes that sense of purpose and belonging matter. So let's do something together right here and right now and simply live up to the values and virtues and cornerstones that define us. This is not about so much more than the power of a donation. This is about the power of your decision, and your decision equals trajectory and destiny for young ladies just like Christine. I hope that you can be as generous and equal to the task. I hope your capability is equal to your compassion. And when you hear a level of generosity in which you have felt inspired to give tonight, to simply raise your bid card, and together we are doing the righteous and just thing. So I want to dream big and I want to aim high, and I want to see if there's some leaders here among us who could fund the wellness advocates at a school for 2 whole months with every bid card that goes up for just $2,000. Let's say thank you to bidder 103. She wasted no time. Mary Jane, bidder 204. Thank you so very much to bidder 126. Thank you to bidder 120. Thank you to bidder 106. Thank you in the back to bidder 137. Thank you. This is going better than expected. Would anyone else be so kind and so generous to give in the amount of $2,000? Then give a big, beautiful round of applause to everybody who just did. That was beautiful. That was like 10 grand. Boom, right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How beautiful. Let's keep it going. I want to say there's like 15 tables here. If one bid card goes up at each table, we could raise another $15,000. And every bid card funds the wellness advocates for 1 whole month, or an oral health elementary school visit, or our staff visits all the classrooms in an elementary school and provides oral health education and training for one-on-one with the kids. Every bid card that goes up, let's see, one at each table if you can. You should. Raise a bid card in the amount of $1,000 to support this beautiful, life-changing cause. Who would be so kind? Giving. Thank you so very much. Bidder 205. Doing the right thing. Bidder 121, thank you. In the front, bidder 130, thank you to bidder 118. Who do we appreciate? That dude. Thank you very much. Anybody else so kind and so generous to give in the amount of just $1,000? 1,000 is the new 100. Okay, for the cost of a pretty decent date night, you can make a huge impact in the lives of the kids that are counting on us. An oral health elementary school assembly. Our staff presents to an elementary school and provides oral health education and training. Raise a bid card. Stay home for the night rather than go out. And raise a bid card high and proud in the amount of $500. Just do the right thing if you can. Kennedy, bidder 127. Thank you so very much, young man. To bidder 106, giving again. Love it. Who else would be so kind and so generous to raise a bid card high and proud? That's just one trip to Whole Foods. That's a smoothie at Erewhon. Would anyone else be so kind and so generous to do the right thing and give the amount of $500? All right, give it up for the nice people who gave it $1,500 so far. Let's keep it going. Who would love to fund a student health-led health campaign and give for the cost of your Verizon bill in the amount of $250? Let's see who would be. This is our last chance to raise a bid card high and proud publicly to do the right thing. Say thank you to bidder 111. Thank you to bidder 105. Anybody on this side want to play along and given the amount? I got you, 111. You're good to go. Would anyone else be so kind and so generous over here? Bidder 131. Handsome gentleman in the back. Thank you for taking a break from the gym to be here, sir. Would anyone else be so kind and so generous to give it just $250? Okay. Now this is my favorite moment. Julie, where are you, dear? Where'd she go? How many people are in this room tonight? 160, average it out. 150, something like that? Okay. So folks, whether you've given already or you haven't given yet, or you've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to give or give again, if we decide to put the full force and power for good that exists in this room behind this cause, we could raise another $15,000. Our wonderful volunteers are located around the circumference of the room, and they're going to be coming by your table. If you give them your bid card, you will be making a $100 donation. And there's a bonus involved. If you give them your bid card and give $100, you will be automatically entered into an opportunity drawing to win a 2-night stay for 2 adults at the beautiful guest house at the Montanito Retreat in the Santa Monica Mountains in Malibu near Pepperdine. A 5-star Airbnb that's usually booked 4 months in advance. The Montanito is nestled in the Santa Monica Mountains between Calabasas and Malibu. It's so much fun to say it that way. When people say Calabasas, I'm like, you're doing it wrong. Calabasas. You can walk to the Backbone Trail. The guest house has a private entrance, full kitchen, bath, and French doors. You're so private, make all the animal noises you want. There's also a private deck for stargazing and afternoon naps, perfect for hiking, biking, take a nice paddleboard down to the ocean. No street lights or sidewalks. You feel a world away. So if you drop your bid card and hand it off to one of our volunteers, you'll be automatically entered in to win this weekend getaway. So don't be the only person still holding your bid card at the end of the night. If so, we'll know that you didn't even cough up $100. And if someone has already left your table and their bid card is still there, feel free to be as generous as you know they would be if they were still here. So, supporters, donors, are you ready? Volunteers, they're already ready. On your mark, get set, go. Drop your bid card off. It's only $100. 100 is the new 20. This is the collection plate method, people. If the Catholics can do it, we can do it too. Here it comes. Everybody sees what everybody else is doing. That's my favorite part. And as they make their way around, turn to the person on your left and turn to the person on your right. Pat them on the back, shake their hand, give them a big hug and a big kiss and a big, beautiful round of applause for this lovely outpouring of generosity. Have you made your full way around? Come on up here to the stage for me to draw a winner, and I hope I have a list of names of who people are. Julie Edens, do we have a list of names? Ready to go. All right. Hello, Robert's been working so very hard on this. The hardest. Thank you, Robert, for all that you do. He shaved this morning.
This afternoon.
Bidder number 223. Bidder number 223, who gave $100, is going to Montanito. Mary Rial, Lisa Rial, congratulations. You have to stay there tonight. Congratulations, you're staying at Montanito. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, my name was Zachary Crone. It was my honor and privilege to serve LA Trust for a 6th time. Thank you so very, very much. You get to be ushered into the next portion of tonight's program, and to see where it's going, turn your attention to the screens and join us in watching this short video.
In the early 2000s, LA students needed more than classrooms. They needed healthcare. A few visionaries stepped in to bring a dormant nonprofit back to life.
What's been so interesting about the LA Trust for Children's Health is that over the course of decades now, the mission has not changed. When I was asked to rebirth the organization, it was apparent that the health needs of students in LA Unified, and actually their parents, was greater than ever. So we had this existing organization. Let's bring it back, expand the services, expand the reach, expand the access.
I got involved after meeting Jan Kern 25 years ago by chance. Joining the board was convenient for me because I was an LAUSD employee at the time. We were able to demonstrate that student health had a direct correlation with student performance. We knew that these young people, and many of whom did not have the same opportunities that some of us did.
It was very much kind of a germinating group that was starting something almost from scratch. And it was just amazing to see how much this small group of people were able to do. And that was in large part because they had Mary Jane as this charismatic leader who was just full of energy, and they were all really committed to something that they believed in and something that the board believed in.
I looked at the strategic plan and I thought, oh my God, this is what I know I can do. This is what I was meant to do in my life. But the idea about intersection of schools as a place of preventative care, early intervention, early access.
With almost no staff and little funding, the LA Trust began as an idea fueled by persistence.
I started with 4 interns and they were magnificent. Each intern wrote a grant. Each grant was funded. We were able to start really the first legs of the oral health program.
Today, the LA Trust stands as a national model. Its strength has always come from people, founders, partners, and young leaders who believe every child deserves the chance to be healthy, to learn, and to succeed.
I think anyone who's ever been in education will tell you, I can't educate a student if they're hungry, or if they're sick, or if they're depressed, or if they're not in a headspace where they can hear what I'm saying and participate and engage in a dialogue around the educational material we're talking about.
We had this vision, this almost a theory, a crazy notion that student health equaled student success, that there might be a way of showing that if kids were healthy and if their families had support, they would do better in school. What I am so delighted, thrilled about is that we now have the data that shows that this is true.
The experience of being a board member is something that will be with me for a very long time. Knowing that our small efforts were able to make a big difference in these young people's lives. Tens of thousands who were able to avail themselves of healthcare at their schools and their more positive futures that they've been able to enjoy because of the work of the LA Trust.
All right. So, Miss Jan Kern, hello. Thank you for all your dedication. You were one of the pillars of this organization. And what issues were you working on before that drove you to the trust?
In the mid-'80s, I was interested, for some strange reason, in the topic of teen pregnancy. And at that time, adolescent health, children's health was okay, but adolescent health was very controversial. So I actually started a nonprofit dealing with teen pregnancy. And then John DeCecco approached me to join an organization called the Student Health Services Support Fund, which was established within LA Unified to receive funding from Robert Wood Johnson Foundation for school-based clinics. This innovative idea that clinics on schools would make a difference.
Thank you. And John DeCecco, stand up and be recognized. He handed this organization to me. And he had the structure. The structure was there. So God bless. How would you describe the early days of sitting around the table and getting this work off the ground?
Yeah. Well, it meant putting a board together. And we didn't have a board. And actually, the initial board, I remember saying to my children, two of whom, well, actually, all of them are in the health-serving industry. I said, yeah, it was the docs and me. That was basically it. But we had to do a board. We had to look at a mission statement with actionable steps to take forward. And we had to somehow figure out how to fund it. That was the beginning steps.
And Jan was there all through this. Thank you so much, Jan.
And I hired you.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, Joel, come on over. Come on over. I heard your mother played a key role in how you came to this.
Let me have the microphone.
Okay. Let him go.
This isn't about me. It's the privilege I had to serve on the board with all of those who are here and to be honored tonight with Jan and Rick and Helen. But most of all, well, not before most of all, I want to thank my friends John and Susie who are here tonight, John and I who go back 50 years, and a special mention to my wife Elaine, who makes me a better person every day. But I'd like you all to stand up to recognize Mary Jane, because she's what the LA Trust is all about.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and there you go to Joel. And Renee, hello, stand up and be recognized. You were early in the scene. You were early in the scene. As the Executive Director of Student Health and Human Services, he helped us pull this off. So thank you, Renee. So Helen.
Hi, Mary Jane.
Hi. How did you get involved in school-based health center work? You were the medical director at LA Unified, but what led you to rebirth or jumpstart this organization?
Well, I think you heard a little in the video about how some of us, I came to LA Unified in 1996 and found myself falling in with a crowd of troublemakers that included John DeCecco and Arturo Valdez and Michael Gottfried, and Renee wasn't exactly a troublemaker, but he was egging us on, And we realized, in order to keep building programs, expanding clinics, doing more, trying to get funding, philanthropic funds or grant funds through the school district bureaucracy was more than a notion. And so there was this dormant 501c3 nonprofit that we resurrected and got going so that we could expand our clinics.
So also, the very beginning, the strategic plan, you were in a different position when this strategic plan was being birthed. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I left the district. I didn't stay at the district very long. I left the district in 1998 to go work at LA Care. And then I found myself at UCLA. And while I was at UCLA, you know, we had done, while we were in the school district, we had expanded from those 3 legacy school-based health centers to many, many others, created partnerships with other healthcare providers. But we didn't build a scaffolding that really integrated all of those school-based health centers and created any kind of collective focus or mission or outcomes. So what we needed there was the trust and somebody named Mary Jane to really sort of take the basics that had been built and make it into something greater, and also sort of recognize, and this is where the UCLA piece comes in, because I think you came to us when some of us were at UCLA with this notion of, you know, what else do we need to do with these centers? And what we suggested to you is we need to connect the head with the rest of the body and make sure that those centers are not just focusing on physical health, but on behavioral health, on other kinds of social determinants, and really become a wellness center, a whole child, whole youth wellness center that were connected across the entire district.
Thank you. And all the strategic plan at that time, this is for Helen, thank you so much, gorgeous, was improve school health policy, start an oral health initiative, and advance the wellness work. And as Jan said, it hasn't shifted, but the base was so strong, and we stand on you. So thank you so much. So you want to just say?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming and supporting the mission. If you bought a raffle ticket, the winning numbers are going to be put on the monitors around the room. Please check. Your name should be next to it. And I believe we have people's names. If not, check your numbers and see if you won anything, and please pick it up on the way out. And thank you all for supporting the LA Trust.